In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the LEGO NXT software so you can start making amazing LEGO robots. So let's dive in. The first thing we're going to do is install the software, and I'm going to show you how to do it on the computer and disk form, just in case you have the disk and you need a reminder of how to do it. Let me give you a little piece of advice. The way you used to upload programs is outdated now. Like, it's hard. Some people can't remember how to do it. So if you forgot, no big deal. I'm going to show you right now because that's why you got your boy here. He makes all the mistakes so you don't have to. Well, let's start the easy way. You just go to Google, right? And you're gonna type in LEGO NXT software, boom, it's already there. And you're gonna have a whole bunch of free options that are gonna pop up. And you're gonna be able to basically download it. So there's a couple different options that you can use to download here. LEGO actually has it on their website, and you'll just hit the download button. And boom, it'll go right there, and now you have it and you can start installing it. And so the next thing you probably need to know is like, if I don't want to do it online, which there's no reason to, but if you have the disc and you're old school and you want to, be difficult. Bruh. If you got the NXT disc right here and you want to install this on your computer, if your PC does not have a CD player, which most of the new ones won't, you're gonna have to get a external device. This is a disc reader, and this basically you'll plug into your PC, and then you can download whatever disc and programs you want. These cost about $10. I'll link one in the description. I don't know what they are now. They could be like 5,000 with inflation, but I don't know. So I have the disc reader right here, and you're gonna plug it into your PC, just like that. And now if I push this button, it opens up. And I'm gonna take my disc out and I can put it in here. Okay, and now on your computer screen will pop up, and then you're able to install the NXT software from this disk driver. Disclaimer, y'all, it does not work on Mac. I've tried forever to get it on Mac. Unless you have an old Mac that's on Lion OS, any of the updates that were Animals, Leopard, Lion, they will work. Other than that, it will not work at all. And so don't waste your time. And again, if you're in that position, I feel you, brother. I feel you, sister. Whatever. I did all those mistakes just for you, so you know it does not work with macOS. If you've been getting value out of this video or have any questions about the LEGO NXT, comment down below, and I would love to add to this series and help you guys out. We are going to be opening the software now. This is going to be really cool. So what you're going to go down here is you'll get these two up here. We're going to start with this one, the 2.1 logging, right? And it's going to be loading. And you've got this right here. This is where if you have the robots from the set, that you'll be able to code the robots. So over here you've got your palettes of different robots and all your sensors. And then this is your experiments. So the experiment tab is where we will, experiment with the robots that are already made. So they've already programmed them and stuff for you. You can just make it do whatever you want. But what if we want to make our own program? What if we want to start from zero? And what if we want to know what everything is? Well, this is where the second one comes. This is where I do all my stuff on the NXT. You have your Untitled projects. So also you'll have your robots on the side that you can program. It's the exact same thing. Say I want to use Untitled and I hit go. It takes you to this screen. This is where all the magic happens. And it looks confusing, but it's not. It's actually really simple. Before we start all that, we need to link this to our computer. And it's really, really simple. It'll have a cable. About trip there. Plug your NXT cable in your USB port right there. This end is gonna plug right into your PC. You've got some of these buttons on the side right here. These are the ones we need to worry about for our own coding purposes. All you do to move a block in to start coding is you're just going to drag it over. This block is going to be your motor block. And what the motor block basically does, on your NXT, remember when we did the number system on this? If you haven't seen the first video, click up here where I explain what this does and what all the parts do. You have your A, B, and C ports here, and those are where your motors are going to run. These are going to be your ports right here, your A, B, and C ports, and that's where you can direct which motors hook into your NXT. Over here, you've got your speed. You've got, 100% or 50, whatever you want. This is rotations, and this is how long your motor is going to run. So you can say, hey, I want it to do 2 rotations. You could also do it in seconds, which is what I prefer, which is really fun. There's also, for you mathematical people, you've got degrees, which is 1 rotation for 360. And also you've got steering up here. That's a little more advanced, so you don't need to worry about that. Next up, we've got record or play button. The record and play block enables you to program the robot with physical movement and later play it back with the movement elsewhere in the program. So kind of basically what that means here is you're just going to, it's going to play a certain section of the program and it'll come back later to it, depending if you get into loops, which I'll show you in just a moment. Next up, you have got your sound block. You're able to plug all the sensors in and they'll, run sound or that sound brick. That's how you program the sound. Down here, you have got the files that you want to work on. You've got the tone, you've got play and stop, you've got the volume right here that you can scroll up or down, you've got repeat, and it's got some really cool different types of words that is already programmed into the NXT. So for example, if you want your robot to say, hey, good morning, goodbye, good job, all that, this comes out of here. I've also figured out how to add custom sounds to your NXT, and so stay around for that, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. This next one up, we got this display block, and the display block enables you to control the display on the NXT. So you can show icons and even draw through your program. So I have not experimented too much with this, but what it is on your NXT, oh, I gotta sneeze, hang on. Oh, up here on this little screen, it's gonna have faces and it's gonna talk to you. So basically what the display button does is it says, hey, if you want images or it's kind of building throughout your program, you can do that. So that's pretty cool. This is one of my favorite blocks, and you need to know this. This is one used very frequently when you're recording. The wait block makes your robot wait for the sensor input, such as sound or time interval. We just got really nerdy there, but have no fear, your boy is here to explain. If I put this in front of a motor, when you start the program, it'll wait 1 second, right? Down here on your little thing right here, you've got seconds and time. So I can hit 2 seconds, 3 seconds. You've got time or sensor. And so I can say, hey, in 5 seconds, I want the motor to run, and then I want it to stop. And then I want you to go the other way and then stop and then go back the other way. So that's basically what you can do with that. Time sensor works great for sound sensors, light sensors, motors, your mom, whatever. Next up, we've got the loop block, which this can be very, very useful if you want to loop your program. If you want your robot to continue to do the same things again, and such as moving forward, backward until the touch sensor is pressed. So how you're going to do this is if you want your program to loop over and over again within your program. So say up here, right, this is the program. All these run once, unless you take your block and you drag it inside the loop, right? So now this is going to loop right here. Down here, you've got your controls on your loop to where you can say, hey, go forever, run it twice before it goes to the next part of the program. All right, and the last thing we've got is the switch block. Why would you want to use a switch block? I don't know exactly. I don't think it has anything to do with anything for beginner programming, but you never know. Yes, but it looks so complicated. I know, but let me show you. Next up, you've got your switch block, and this thing looks pretty beefy if you ask me. Switch block enables the robot to make its own decisions, such as going left when it hears a loud sound and turning right when it hears a soft sound. So this is more for an advanced level programmer, but for beginners, it can be very, very useful. I can drag, the sound sensor in here, and so this is the switch block, so the robot can choose this or this. So if I want to put a motor in here, and say I want to put a motor in here, right? And I want to move this over here, and I want to put a sound block in here. So basically what it's saying is when it hears a loud sound, which we'll program on this guy, it will turn to the left. If we program a soft sound like, hey, this is Brandon's Brick Lot, and if you want to watch more YouTube videos, you can click up here. But basically all that does, it'll turn to the left. And if you say, come here, you can make it go away. If you said, go away from me, it'll come to you. So that's kind of what the Switch Block does, and that is also inside of the NXT program. But you can start a new project here, here, or here, and you can flip back and forth so you don't lose any of your projects. So that's really, really cool. The next thing I want to show you guys is this button down here. This thing right here, like, what is this thing? This is very important, guys. This is how you transfer the program you've made on the computer to your NXT. When your NXT is hooked up, which mine is not at the moment, you're gonna hit this download button, and it's gonna download your code. Right now it says it's not hooked up, but it's gonna download your code, and you can run your program from your computer. So once you download it, you can hit play, and it will play your program in the computer before you even take it off. So you don't have to go back. That way, if you need changes, or if you can test your robot before it runs away. That way, if your robot tries to get away from you and tries to take over the world, you have a long cord, and you can stop it before it does that, because I do not want to be responsible for the LEGO apocalypse. And you've got some couple other different buttons. You got the stop program. This is going to be where, if you're running Bluetooth, you can see where your devices are if you have multiple NXTs, and you can scan and choose which one. Now that you know how to use the LEGO NXT software, click here to build your first robot, and I will see you in the next video.